What's up guys, my name is Caleb and this is Built. Today we are going to try to build the coolest car possible for $2,000. That includes the price of the car. It's not going to be easy. And the reason I wanted to use that number is because it's an achievable goal. Even if you're in high school, you can make $2,000 from working part-time to put towards a car to drive. It's useful because you need a car, especially if you live somewhere like I do in the South where you have to drive everywhere. But then also, it'll give you an opportunity to build and learn how to work on cars. There's a couple of things that are very important when you're trying to build a unique car on a budget, and I think the first is starting with a good platform, and this is what we chose. Is my 1985 square body short wheelbase Chevy C10, and I picked it up for $1,000. Now that's a really good deal for one of these cars. They're getting really rare and people are really starting to love them, so they're charging more money. Now this one was in rough shape, had some rust, it didn't run very well, and I got a deal because of that. The first thing I did was sell the wheels. It had some off-road wheels. I sold them for $150, so that took my total down to, what is that, $850 for the truck. But I have no wheels. Now I should say, don't jack up your car on grass. It's super dangerous. This is very sketchy. That's why I'm gonna go ahead and put a wheel on, because I've had this thing on jack stands for a while and it just sketches me out a little bit too much. So we'll throw a wheel on this one, then we'll go torque the other side and put a wheel on it. Had to do a little bit of machining to get these spacers to fit, and it was so sketchy I didn't want to show it on camera, so I don't want anybody else trying it. So this is actually really crazy. This is 0 offset wheel basically. With the spacer in there, it's a 38 offset wheel, plus I did a 38mm spacer, so it would be a 0, thinking and it was going to push the wheels way out. In the front, I think they're going to be pretty flush, but the rear is not even close. So depending on the budget, we may end up pushing the rear out a little bit further with a bigger spacer. I'm just not sure. My son's up. I got to go get him. Hang on. Anyway, like I was saying, we may go to like a 50mm spacer just to get a little bit wider in the rear. I was really hoping I would have to like flare this truck, which, if you guys like this build and we end up keeping it going, we may go to a wheel that's something crazier, like a -52, like a 20x10 -52 or something like that. Just like the lowest offset I can find. For now, we're gonna keep it budget friendly and go with the $200 wheels. Yeah. Look at this one. Is this cool? You see it? I see it. Say wheel. You say wheel. Say offset. Offset. Yeah, it's heavy. You can't pick it up. Too heavy. Why? Well, they're just heavy. Those are steel wheels too, so steel wheels are even heavier. I'm not here. You're not here. Yeah, there's another one over there. I'll guys here. Stay far away from the truck. Okay. I'll walk. So there's a very real part of me that was hoping I wouldn't be able to take the truck off of these stands without cutting the fenders. Wow. It's just who I am. Oh yeah, I don't need that. I'm warm. Hey, point it at the truck. You put it where Daddy's foot is? Nope, other way. There it is. Can you see Daddy's foot? Good job. No 22. So you can take a screwdriver and stick it in right there, and then when you go to tighten your wheel spacer, it'll hold it in place and allow you to really put some torque on it. That way you can get these to the same whatever, you know, foot-pounds you want. I like 90. Man, I hate jacks, and I hate jack stands. Just awful. It would probably be different if we had a level floor though, huh? Grass and wood and all other sketchiness is just not a good thing.
I'll sit right here, Dad, so you can see me.
Okay, that's a great plan. I gotta figure out what your brother did with all those bolts. Do you know where he put them?
He hid one of them.
Oh, great. He hid one of them?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm thirsty.
I'll make you a drink. Can we go get the bolts? Let's go find the bolts. Come on.
He hided them. I don't
Let's go.
know where they are.
We're gonna go find them. Hey, where are those bolts that you had?
I think he left one up there.
Okay, you wanna go check?
Okay. Whoa.
It's the struggles of working with babies. You see one up there?
No, I bet you put one down the floor.
We're gonna spend some time combing the backyard for 2 lug nuts. We'll be back. All right, well, I searched the whole backyard. I found 3 batteries, but 0 lug nuts. I'm gonna run 3 on here just to hold the wheel on. I may order some cheap ones off Amazon or something. I know they're gonna turn up eventually. So. Well, that's a bummer. I don't know if you can tell, but this tire is flat. I just got these mounted, so I know they'll fix it for free. Just a matter of taking it off and getting it there. So, good times. It's definitely super high, so we're gonna wanna drop it. I think if I can do that in the budget, we will. Hopefully we can find a budget way to lower this. But I like the way these big, beefy wheels look. I think lowering it, it's gonna make it look really cool. We're gonna definitely have some clearance issues on the inner fender, but I am no stranger to cutting cars. So if we have to cut it, we'll do that. No big deal. All right, next thing. So one of the things that makes budget cars is they have annoying problems that likely drove the previous owner insane until they were just ready to get rid of it. One of the problems with this truck was that it didn't run right. We'll get to that in a minute. We're handling that as well. But another issue is this. The doors don't shut. And when you drive, I have driven this truck a pretty good bit, and when you drive, they just rattle and air comes in. It's just awful. So, I'm gonna see if I can fix this. Yeah.
I need you to take my shirt off so I can get water on me.
Now, to get this door to shut, what I had to do is lift up and slam. And then it shuts. So, what that tells me is that it's kind of hanging on the hinges. I'm hoping it's not rust. I literally have not looked at this at all. So, let's see what we're dealing with. Alright, so exciting news. I found out what was wrong with the doors. Now, I did spend a lot of time adjusting the passenger door up and down, and I could not get it to close. I could get it to where I could just slam it really hard and it would latch all the way, but it wasn't working. So I got on some forums, and one of the guys on the forum said, look, before you do anything, make sure the nylon bushing is on your door striker. Well, no nylon bushing. So, these door strikers are toast. Evidently the nylon bushing fell off at some point in time. and no one wanted to replace them. The good news is, because this is a Chevy and I live in America, you can get these things at AutoZone for 10 bucks. So I went and picked up 2 of them. I've already fixed one door, so I know this is gonna work. And what we're gonna do is pull the old one off, throw this one on, whoops. No door adjustment at all, and we'll see if that fixes the problem. Moment of truth. Look at that. I tell you what, the more I work on this truck, the more I understand why people love them, because everything is so cheap and it's so easy. It's so easy. Amazing. I mean, just like it's nothing. Come on, man. That is cool. Yeah. I mean, this shuts like I'm barely, let's see. Wow, you can't one finger. Maybe you can actually. Look at that. Come on, problem solved. All right, on to the next one. Trying to figure out. Hey, buddy. Man. Alright, so this truck did have trouble running when I bought it. It would run okay, but it would backfire, it would shut off, things like that. It ended up being a carburetor issue, and I decided while I did the carburetor, I was going to get rid of this thing. This is, I think, a stock GM manifold, but it just looks really rough, one, and then there was a lot of weird stuff going on, like with this plate on top and the carburetor. Nothing really matched up, so I thought, let's get rid of that. So what I did get is this. Found this on Facebook for $60, the Edelbrock Performer for the small block Chevy V8. And so I think it's going to help us with performance. The openings are much bigger, but more than that, it's going to look really cool. It's an Edelbrock intake, and I've got an Edelbrock carburetor and an Edelbrock air filter cleaner, the whole setup. So I know that stuff was all made to work together, which is really awesome. What we're going to do now is get the gaskets in, get all of the Permatex RTV on and all the different places that needs to go on, and then we'll drop this thing down and seal it up, and hopefully we'll do it right the first time. that's a bummer. All right. Time to set the timing. I'm gonna do that off camera because I am not a mechanic. So I don't want to guide you in a way that is not right. So I'll do that off camera. I'm gonna set the timing, get the distributor in, and then I'll check back with you guys. If you want to know how to set timing, there's tons of videos on how to do it on this engine and basically any engine you can think of. I would suggest Googling those. Like I said, I'm not a mechanic. I'm gonna be watching a video through this whole process. So we'll be back in just a second, and this distributor will be in. Go. We are now reinstalled. What I had to do was remove the valve cover, set the engine to top dead center, which means the number 1 piston is as high as it goes, and both valves are closed. And then I dropped the distributor in, and then I continued to spin the engine until that oil pump flange thing slotted down into where it needed to go. So timing is set again, once again. So that's good. Yeah. I guess we're ready to finish putting all this stuff together. Alright, so it's all back together. I took a second to get all of the spark plugs wired up. Hopefully the firing order's right. We'll find out in just a second. And Chase showed up. So we're going to try to start it, and hopefully it doesn't backfire through the carburetor. Should I loosen up the little timing bolt so we can...
Do you have a timing light?
I do. But it should run without that, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Here we go. What do you think? Are you excited?
I'm optimistic.
Are you really?
I hope she thinks it's gotta work.
That's true. She helped me set the timing.
Oh gosh.
Chase is not too optimistic.
I'm very optimistic.
Well, I just had to have her watch the lifters while I was rotating. Alright.
Don't blow up.
Bowl full.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yep.
You good?
Yeah, go ahead. Every once in a while it's kicking a little fuel back up through the carburetor, but it's not doing anything. Something that's bothering me though is that the accelerator pump should be putting half the bottle in so far. I had to come up for air. You know, halfway run? Let me...
Yeah. One side. Here you go. Again?
Hold on.
What was that?
I'm not sure.
Sounded bad.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
What?
Towel close here.
All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sadly, we did not get the truck to run in this one. We'll get it running in the next one. I've got to reset the timing. I think I did that incorrectly. So we'll go back. We'll get it running in the next one. It should be really good. We're also going to be doing the interior in the next one because the interior of this thing is rough. So I'm going to show you how to completely overhaul an interior for less than $100, and it should, well, I hope it looks really good. Some of the stuff I've done before, some of it I've never touched before, so it'll be an interesting one. We'll also get it running, so that'll be fun too. If this helped you, let me know in the comments below. There's a secret word today. We're going to call it, this is harder than expected, timing. So the secret word is timing. Leave the word timing in the comment below so I know you watched all the way to the end. You guys are awesome. Hey, listen, if you haven't joined yet, I do have a join button that popped up right down there. For those of you who can't see it on your phones, I have a link in the description as well. It's a 99-cent membership, and all it does is help provide us more stable income to build this kind of stuff. right now it's kind of hard to know how much the channel is actually going to make, and so it makes it hard to plan budgets for builds. And so this joining will do so much at helping us just get a consistent income and be able to produce more quality content more often. So for you guys that have joined already, thank you so much. Very stoked that you guys are members of the Build crew. For everyone else, consider joining. It's 99 cents a month, and it helps the channel out more than you can ever imagine. All right, we will see you guys Thursday, and we will get back to this build next Tuesday. So as long as this makes sense, Dotson will be Sunday, budget build Tuesday, and then go-kart stuff, experimental stuff on Thursday. Got it? Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. Check for Built on YouTube. All right, see you later.